Going to take over control here. I have control of the aircraft. I don't trust the flight computer. Gear down. $1,000. We're cleared to land. Or to sit just a little bit. 500. 400. 200 minimums, continue. 10. A little hard, but oh well. $80 knots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Melbourne. Time here right now is 2:10 p.m. It's not the real local time here in Australia. Landed a bit hard. There was a bounce as well. Shame. Very unfortunate. Contacting ground. Landing was a C-. Pretty much. Passing to our gate, B8. Check out the replay. We'll speed it up a little bit, get closer to the runway. What went wrong? Got a pretty stable approach, much better than last week. Cap lights right here, they were okay, we're too high at that moment. Let's see. Yeah, it went a little hard, but that's not horrible. It's about a normal landing. Not quite a bounce. The wheel did not come off the ground. Game's lying. Maybe the left wheel came off the ground. Yeah, just barely. That left tire came off the ground. That counts as a bounce. By rule. Landing itself is fine, though. Your spine felt all that. Oh, let's turn that off. You should have let it just fall just a little bit more on its own. I think I sort of forced the nose down a little bit because we sort of missed the touchdown zone. Problem is the different colors here was confusing me. I'm like, wait, where's the touchdown zone? So we were within the touchdown zone. These lines on the runway are pretty much the touchdown zones. We were here. We're pretty much a category 2 landing, so we hit the 2 here. We hit the touchdown zone. If it was category 3, I think we need to be way back here. You have different landing types where you have to touch down at different parts of the runway. For a larger aircraft, you need to touch down a lot sooner, so you get the maximum amount of runway to stop the plane. I think we did fine. It was a little hard because of the bounce, but oh well. Watch it again. At least it was a nice and stable approach. Unlike last week where I had to take over and we were turning a little bit too late. And I landed up on the runway like at the very last moment to get stable when we landed in Sydney last week. But this week was a lot more stable on the approach. What happened here, we were falling a little bit below the glide slope, so I tried to pull up a little bit. We were just a little low. Not really. According to our PEP lights, we were a little bit low and high, then we were high here. Let's rewind it here. So you guys, the PEP lights, these little lights here show you if you're high or low. On approach, they were pretty much right. You want 2 reds and 2 whites. So you see here, you can probably barely see it on stream, but we have 2 reds, 2 whites here for the approach. And it was sort of going in and out of that as we got closer to the runway. And here at 6:40, we hit our flight minimums and we decided to continue with the landing. We've got 2 reds, 2 whites now as we're passing the threshold, and 4 whites because we were just slightly high. Your version of the Squid Game. I think part of the problem too, when I was coming in for this flare, it seemed like the aircraft did not want to flare. The flare is when you raise the nose up so the plane can land on the back wheels, the main landing gear. It was seeming in real time when I was doing this, it seems like the flare was slightly off, so that constituted to the sort of rough landing. I felt like the flare wasn't high enough. We came down for that, and then we just touched down all of a sudden, unexpectedly, honestly. I sort of was not expecting to touch down at the moment we were. As you see here, let's see. this moment here is where I'm lifting back on the yoke here. It looks like we're not flaring from the cockpit. It's a very slight flare. I wanted slightly more extreme flare. I don't know. Seems like the flare I wanted and the flare we got were different. See, right here, this is where I'm lifting the nose up for the flare. And it seems like it wasn't as extreme as I wanted it to be. Yeah, it just seemed like something was off in the cockpit based on what I was seeing, what the aircraft was actually doing. From right here, it looks like we are not flaring. And that could be because this runway looks like it's a runway slightly uphill. I don't know. The runway could be slightly uphill. That's probably what led to that. Possibly. It looks like the runway is slightly uphill. Looking with the camera on the ground. But that's why. The more you know. That's why it looked like we weren't flaring, because the runway is slightly uphill. But we're flaring, but it don't look like it. I'm like, oh, we're on the ground. Maybe the pilot had too much shot in his coffee. Maybe. But we're here, we're safe, we're in Melbourne. We'll watch it one more time from the passenger window. And we'll get out of here. Let's see. Camera. Showcase. There we go. Yeah. We have a better view. There we go. Sometimes you have to just scroll through the cameras just to get a better shot. Alright, here we go. So here's the passenger's point of view. This is what you guys saw back there in the back. Looks pretty fine from the passenger window. We'll see what happens when we hit the ground. It looks a little hard from the passenger window, but it's still fun. See how hard that engine hit, or wings flapped there. It's not bad. It's a little hard, yes, but it was not horrible. We've had worse landings. If anyone remembers the Atlanta flight we had, like, back in December, that was we had to go around like 6 times just to go in for the landing because the weather was so crazy. But yeah, from the passenger window, everything looks fine. But we will stop the replay. Load us back up to the gate. Hold on. Let's just do that again. What's the plane moving? Wait for everything to load back up here. I don't know why the plane is moving. Let's do... I'll just put the parking brake on, then stop it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Just need to put the parking brake on. Alright, so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everyone for watching the stream today. We went from Sydney down to Melbourne, Australia. Had a nice safe landing, a little bit rough, but we made it. Yeah, we appreciate you guys for flying. Qantas here today, flying with us here on my channel here. We'll get our jetway and all of our ground stuff going on here. Beacon off. Best seatbelt sign off. Taxi off. Do all of our post-flight activities here. But yeah, that's it. We are good to go. So yeah, appreciate everyone for watching.